Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
The Sammy Vatanen.
Let's knock this out. Talking sauce. Trade deadline recap.
Kind of like a
52 and a half.
Yep.
52. No, fuck all that. It's not a podcast.
You're right.
We will put this out on audio.
It is going to be on audio.
This will be on audio
all the
for sure.
streaming.
But video was good.
YouTube.
Back again. With the quickness too.
I know.
Video out yesterday. There were daily uploads, dude. Check us out.
Daily
uploads.
Dude.
But no, if you aren't aware, get aware. The trade deadline was today, boys.
Lots of shit happened.
I know.
Lots of fucking trades.
This is the craziest trade deadline as a Canes fan that I've had in a long time.
Yeah, for
Really?
sure. A lot of our stuff for this
that I can think
because
of.
the roster had a big facelift recently, but most
Yeah.
of it was in the offseason.
Yeah.
For sure. Let's get right into it. And I guess talking about the injuries,
Yep.
just to kind of
Just kinda
preface
set,
everything,
Yeah, set baseline.
right? Because why did all these trades happen?
Right.
We were kind of a stand-pat team, I think.
However,
beforehand.
two of those injuries were goalies, and we didn't
Yeah.
move anything regarding that.
That's true.
It's true.
That's true.
We
Weird.
called up
So weird.
Nadalkovich and
Yep.
Forsberg.
Yep.
And
Forsling?
Pesci.
I think it's
Forsling? Forsberg?
No, it's
Which one is
Forsberg.
it?
It's Forsberg. It's
Forsberg.
Forsberg. We figured this. Yeah, it's Forsberg.
And Pesci is out long term with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, you saw him in a sling in the video, the post-game stuff.
The quote from Brendan Moore, and this more specifics will come out, but the quote from Brendan Moore was, "None of it's short term.
Yeah.
None of
Yeah.
it is
Cool.
on anybody. All three of y'all.
Super not
All
good.
three of y'all. Real super not good. But big moves. Big moves on the Hurricanes end.
Yeah.
Holla, gone. Walmart, gone. E2, gone. Prisky, gone. All for Vince Trocheck.
Coming out
Yeah,
of Florida.
What do you guys think about that?
I think if I was a Florida fan, sucks that you spent $10.5 million on a goalie and you guys appear to be sellers at the deadline.
Yeah.
Right.
Not that far out of playoff contention, or out of the playoff cutoff.
Yeah.
Well, and we kind of
Your
talked
second
about
line
it.
center.
We
Yeah.
talked about it earlier too. The whole Holla Trocheck thing. They're very similar players.
Yeah.
You can get pretty much the same thing with both of them. At least I guess the floor,
Yeah.
the ceiling, I think is a little bit higher with Trocheck. But they're both dealing with injuries. So
Holla was kind of that guy who people were seeing. Definitely was going to walk at the end of the season,
Yeah.
but also there was some hearsay about relationships in the locker room, not fitting in with the system, so
Yeah.
to
Him
speak,
and
or
Brendan
whatever.
Moore,
Him and
more
Brendan Moore more
specifically.
specifically, right? But who knows what the fucking
Yeah.
deal actually
Which,
was.
To that point, Trocheck is a little bit chippier of a player. He's a little bit scrappier of a player.
And keeping on the Brendan Moore thing, apparently they're made for each other as far as the system.
Yeah.
He sees himself as Brendan Moore as a player, which I definitely agree with that.
And that's what regardless, like that's going to help his play on the ice if he and the coach.
He's already kissing ass, dude.
If you know that you and the coach can click, and he was like, "Look, Brendan Moore wants the team to fly around, play on the boards, go to the dirty areas," and he's like, "Dude, I can do that all night." And
For real.
yeah.
I'm excited to see how it goes. The only name that I'm gonna miss really is gonna be Walmart. That's a guy we were talking about that earlier in one of the podcasts about just
Several.
the guy who can go. I mean, he can play all up and down the lineup. He's that perfect 3-4C. Can just do it all.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets a bigger chance now in Florida, which would be
and
cool.
before we trade him, we had considered too. He might even price himself out the door.
Yeah, we're another
not
team.
quite yet, but
Yeah.
he would have undoubtedly signed a deal that was no more than 3 years.
Yeah.
And by the end of that, could have really proven himself to be a lot more.
What were we paying Holla?
Just under 3.
Yeah.
like 2.7.
And Trocheck is
4.7.
right, but they're okay.
Right now,
Trocheck
they're on a
has
similar.
He's almost done, right?
Trocheck has 2 seasons left. Howell is
Hall
up.
is expiring.
Or Holla's the one that's
Holla's
it's
done.
up,
Yeah.
if you will. So we have that, and you had said this earlier in the group chat. We've basically locked down our second/third line guy for the next couple years.
Yeah, our top 9 between Aho, Jordan.
Well,
and,
so that's what I was going to
Trocheck.
ask you is where do you think does he slot in tomorrow night, 2C or 3C?
2C. I think they're going to put him right there between Natchez and
It's when he was
one of
playing in
Dzingel
Florida,
and
right?
Lino.
You don't want to slow those minutes
Yeah,
down.
you
You
don't-
wanna-
yeah,
you
he's
wanna
playing a
keep
lot
him-
of minutes, but then also
Keep his rhythm up.
Jordan's line's been doing fine. They were playing similar minutes anyway. Maybe Jordan, just for acclimation purposes, Jordan's line gets a little more time, but you put him there with Natchez and either Nino or Dzingel. I don't know
Right.
which one.
Is he a power play guy?
Probably. I think he's one of those just like do it all. He could probably play the penalty kill too. Just a
Definitely
Brindamore
can play-
guy.
Yeah.
Definitely can play the penalty kill. Definitely can play the power play. Super versatile.
Yeah. And we were right about what they thought of Prisky, obviously. We were talking about that.
Log
Once
jam
we brought in Joey
so
Keane.
many man. Yeah, Joey Keane's the replacement.
And maybe it says a lot about Bean that he didn't get moved.
True. We had thought.
Yeah, I thought Bean was the one that would be gone.
So let's go ahead and that's just the first trade.
Yeah.
Let's jump to the Vatanen one, and that's who I thought was going to be gone for that. No, or was that another one where we had thought?
No, that was
Yeah,
it was Vatanen.
Excuse me, for Vatanen, Talkin and some picks we had seen was the read, the rumor. I thought it was going to be Bean.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Bean. We thought it was going to be a Bean and a first for Vatanen, which would have been expensive for a guy that's up at the end of the season, is also injured right now.
Yep, but we ended up giving Kokkonen
Kokkonen.
Fuck. I had to swing and a miss.
Kokkonen.
A hard swing, confident swing, big miss. You go ahead.
It's Kokkonen, Clayson, and a conditional third that becomes a fourth if he doesn't play.
Not gonna be playing here anymore. Anyway.
They I think Jersey's holding 50% of that cap, which is again it's only for this year, but
it's purely just to get
still
it
interesting.
It helps.
And then we also picked up Skay or Brady.
We're gonna figure that out later.
I
I
know how to say Kokkonen, dude.
I don't remember what y'all said, but I thought y'all had it.
Skay.
What sucks about that? So
I saw Wade Minter tweeted out there's a S, a K, and a J all next to each other.
Yeah, well, that was that Chance the Rapper clip when he was doing one of the hockey things.
Oh no shit!
And he's like, I see an S, a K, and a J, and that's a nope. So
no, he it's a little bit salt in the wound. He scored on us Friday night.
So we were scouting him.
Yeah, and he was a guy that New York was really, really, really high on. I think he's a former first round pick.
They got Adam Fox. They don't need him.
That's the thing. They got Adam Fox. They got that Tony D'Angelo guy. There's a lot. They got a lot of
straight
young
over
talent.
there in the Big Apple.
They have some other dude in the minors too.
And there's a conditional involved, third or fourth, whether or not he plays games because he is hurt right now.
Well, Vatanen.
That's exactly. I'm going back to that. Yeah. So, and we don't know any details on that, right?
On what the game, I haven't seen. They might be out by now,
day to day or something like that. I'm sure people know. We don't know. What the fuck do we know? But here we are anyway. Yeah. The Islanders. They almost got I saw they almost got Parise for Ladd.
Where did he go?
Nowhere.
He didn't move?
He didn't move. He did not end up moving him, but they almost traded out Parise for Ladd, I was seeing. But Pageau's going to the Island from Ottawa for a 2020 first round, 2020 second round, conditional 2023.
Yeah, and the third, I think the conditions literally they have to win the cup.
Interesting.
Right. So it's probably just a first and a second.
Yeah.
But then Pageau
the Islanders showing that they're going to beef up the offense a little bit, right?
And then Pageau immediately signs the 6-year, $5 million deal.
That's crazy, bro.
That is an expensive swing for the Islanders.
That's more than I thought it was going to be.
Ottawa is really doing this rebuild right,
dude.
They're letting
they turned it around so quickly.
It's crazy.
We were kind of in the same boat. I don't know how the picks compare on how much they've accumulated and how high up in the draft they are. But I saw they have don't they have 9 picks in the first 90 or something crazy? Not the first 90, but
they have a lot of picks.
It's something insane.
An absurd amount of picks. How about Edmonton too, dude? They made some moves.
A lot of moves.
Yeah. They made some moves.
Super excited about it. They brought in Anthony and whoever Ryan Kuffner is.
Dude, imagine him flying with McDavid.
That's all I can think about.
Oh my goodness,
so fast. Or even put him with Draisaitl. They have on very low key put together a decent top 6 with Nuge, Leon, McDavid, Anthony now.
Ennis.
They brought in Tyler Ennis.
Yeah.
Who's
Mike Green on the back end.
Yeah,
but I think he's more of a depth guy for them. But
he should be, but hopefully just solidifying kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's
nuts.
A lot of low key moves.
What a weird move Buffalo made by picking up Wayne Simmons.
This was probably one of my favorite moves of the entire day.
Really?
Just to see, I don't know, I just feel like he fits in Buffalo.
I mean, Wayne Simmons is a great player on your team. I think if he's playing against your team, you hate him because he's going to do things to your guys, your favorite players that you don't want to see. Great player. And I hate Buffalo, so hateable player, hateable team.
Right. I think it's for us, for Hurricanes fans, I think that's going to be a
good guy to
fun,
boo.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I can rock with that.
For Buffalo fans, I mean, that's the the most they could do on this on their trade deadline.
I think that's the bigger sentiment.
Simmons, because let's be honest about what Simmons is at this point in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of
his best days are
he's a
behind
presence.
him. Yeah,
he's a presence.
But then Pittsburgh making some real nice moves, dude. Getting Marlowe for just a third.
Yo, real quick, you were saying all the teams, I guess, and Buffalo being one that was in on Trocheck.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh apparently was one of those teams. Could you fucking imagine
if they got Trocheck?
Give them the Stanley. Just go ahead and give them the
Crosby,
Stanley Cup.
Malkin. They have Bukestad.
Just go ahead.
He still over there?
Just go ahead and give them the Stanley Cup if they can't.
Am I crazy? Or is Bukestad in Pittsburgh?
I feel like he is.
I thought, was he in Columbus?
How's that clash going there? Am I crazy?
Or is Bukestad in Pittsburgh?
You're going to ask him to spell Bukestad?
We'll literally never know. We got a guy off camera who's supposed to be looking this shit up. We literally will never know this answer.
We'll never know.
You clashing over there?
We just sit there, keep asking back and forth for like 30 minutes in the video. But either way, because didn't they offer the same third pick that they gave for Marlowe? Didn't they offer that for Trocheck? Were you the one who was telling me that?
And what my assumption was is that...
Or was it part of a deal?
I guess what I'm saying is that that shows what they were willing to pay more along the lines. You see what I'm saying? I don't think Pittsburgh was really willing to pay the same price. I don't think many teams were willing to pay the same price we did.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. Because who they moved out for...
We had this argument already. We don't need to have it again. I'm not a fan of the fucking trade, all right? I'm just not. Not yet.
Dude, you should... You didn't have that energy at the beginning of the episode, dude. I'm just, you know what I mean?
Because you're getting me wound up about it.
Trying to bring out the reels, dude. This is what the
Stormbrew
people
wasn't
want.
empty. All right? No, for sure. But Marlowe being a part of the Pittsburgh Penguins is, he doesn't seem... when he's in the right situation, he does amazing things.
Yeah, and they brought in
without
Cahoon,
the puck.
right?
Say
Pittsburgh brought in Cahoon?
Oh, for sure.
Or did they...
well, I guess they got Sherry, Rodriguez, and Cahoon from the Sabres.
Okay.
Right.
What'd they send out for that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But Sherry's back. And it is Sherry. It's not Sherry. It's Sherry.
Sherry?
It's pronounced Sherry, like my mom's name.
Yeah. Sherry and Rodriguez from Buffalo goes to Pittsburgh.
There you go.
There.
All right.
Okay.
Colorado got Nemestikov for a 2020 first, fourth rounder. There you go. A little something like that. But we're moving on. Hold on. Kovalchuk. No. Kovalchuk is on the Washington Capitals, dude. Kobe and Obi, baby. Let's do it.
You think it's gonna be a big thing? Think it's gonna work out? You think he bombs?
Absolutely not. No, what it has the potential to be is somewhat maybe pseudo similar to when Williams was on the team. Not as much as a away from the puck presence that Williams can bring, especially those years ago. A couple, just so many, but offensively, I think it's going to have that similar kind of thing. Be there, get in front of the net, tip some pucks. He'll get a little. He's obviously going to get a little power play time. I think
it could work. It'll probably, undoubtedly. I mean, why else you're bringing Kovalchuk in if not for his offense?
So there you go. Just stoked on that. So stoked on that. Off the back of the Dillon trade.
Back to Nemestikov. What happened to him? He was doing so well in Tampa.
He went from Tampa to New York. Never really found his game, and then.
But he
found it again in Ottawa.
Was it all Kucherov?
Well, notice, and that's just it. Notice how a lot of these guys. Not that Braden Point's a bad player. Not that Gord's a bad player at all. But these guys thrive. Yeah. They thrive playing with these other guys. But Tyler Johnson, Kucherov, Stamkos.
Yeah, that year when, I don't know how many years, I forget how many years he was with Tampa, but there was a few where, he was up there in points. And then just fell off.
Yeah.
So getting him in Colorado is actually going to be pretty interesting.
For sure. Speaking of Tampa, they got Barclay Goodrow, young player from San Jose, and they overpaid. They overpaid it with a first round pick.
Well, there's more involved in that deal too.
Oh, there is.
There's more involved in that deal. I can't remember off the top of my head now.
A lot of upside in Goodrow though. Yeah. So he
was a guy that San Jose, at one point was excited about. So
yeah.
It is interesting. I
think they kind of picked on what's his face, dude who took the $1 million deal. Totally skipping my.
I know who you're talking about though.
Brain right now.
LeBanc.
Thank you, exactly.
Dude, is Bukestad on Pittsburgh?
He fucking is.
So,
wasn't his name it's BJUG?
Yeah.
I spelled it wrong.
That's what I said. I was like, you're gonna ask him to spell Bukestad without any fucking.
That's great.
You play chill. Figure it out.
Yeah.
But yo, the big one. This is a big trade. Robin Leonard from Chicago to Vegas.
Yep.
What is Vegas? Vegas needs to stop making because what are they? Like 5th from the top of the NHL right now.
I'm not even sure.
I think they're good. I think they're really, really good.
Yeah.
Lowest of keys.
They're expecting Flower to just like quit, I guess.
No, I think they're just I think Subban is just not that great, and they were solidifying their depth behind him.
And these are the moves that they've been making.
And Vegas has made it pretty clear that it's like Western Conference Finals or bust for them.
Right.
Like
Their contracts speak for it.
yeah, contracts.
They got
Firing their coach when you're like in playoff position.
They have big buyouts in their future.
Yeah.
If they don't
What
figure
do you
some
think
shit
that
out.
does to Flowers' time though? It's gotta. I mean, you got to assume that Leonard's playing more than Subban.
I think it gives
He got
him
hurt or not fairly recently too.
gets
Flower
hurt,
did.
gives him some 1A, 1B time going into the playoffs, gives him
Right.
some rest, and then come playoff time, he's ready to go. I mean,
Yeah.
Flowers is an animal.
And I don't know
when he's
what his
healthy.
contract situation is either, but
I think it's coming close.
But this gives you the option
It's
of,
coming close.
of possibly trading Fleury to get off of what is a big cap hit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is either, and re-signing Leonard for something reasonable if he loves the place.
Yeah.
Because he did already show, he said he was willing to sign a below market value deal in Chicago prior to this trade. He was saying, like, I'm down to do that. And I think
Interesting.
that's like the kind of guy he is. So Vegas might be some 4D chess level moves with Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
But
shit.
I don't know what the
Future
contract.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the contract situations are though.
But that was all for Subban, Denim in a second rounder.
Denim.
Levi's. Bro.
Send him a
So
pair of jeans.
it's good to see Subban go to a place where he's undoubtedly going to get ice time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's going to get
that's
some definite ice
big
time there.
facts.
Leonard was seeing a lot of ice between him and Crawford, and
Yep.
Subban's going to definitely see a lot of that. Nick Ritchie, big head, small face, going from Anaheim to Boston again. So Boston already traded for what's his face before the deadline. We talked about
They
it
got rid of
yesterday.
Backus for.
Thank you.
Kashe?
For Kashe, there's a winger, and now they get Ritchie, another winger, both
Yep.
right wingers, if I'm not mistaken, from the same team, no less.
Yeah,
it's
it's
true.
true.
For Heinen, right-handed defenseman.
Do you think there was future considerations with that previous one?
Yeah. And
And
Heinen,
this was the future consideration.
there you go.
Maybe.
And Heinen would have been a good pickup, I think.
Yeah.
Young defenseman, right-handed, but nonetheless, he's on the way to the West Coast for big head, small face, and
Big head, tiny little face.
that's a hockey trade.
yeah.
Player
Yeah.
for player.
Good news at the end of the day.
Richie gives some edge.
Canes still have a first round pick. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Still have first round pick. Still have most of our top prospects.
Top prospects.
Yeah.
Top.
Like we were saying before this, the only prospect that we lost today that I'm actually like still bummed about is Gauthier.
yeah,
Just because he's who doesn't want 6'4", 225
right.
power forward. But we kept Bean, surprised us all. Joey Keane's going to get a lot more time. You want to talk about the people who really got screwed today? The Charlotte
is
Checkers.
fucked.
Charlotte
Yeah.
Checkers lost
They lost
Two
their top
goalies.
scorer.
They
Both
lost
their goalies.
both their goalies. However, Callum Booth and Jeremy Helvig are the two goalies that we were excited before coming into this season. That once we picked up Forsberg, that we were Reimer, we were like, well, how are these guys going to get time?
Right.
So they're going to get their chance, and there's some hope and potential there. But
Wow.
then they lost their number one goal scorer, Etu Lusterinen, or however you say his name. He was playing top 6 minutes there, doing real well. But
Yep.
we got some more talent coming up.
We won the cup last year. They can fuck with adversity.
Yeah, you got it. You're right. It can't be.
Your
Shit
big
can't be
clubs,
sweet.
your big club's been dealing with it. You fuckers deal with
Right.
it for sure. And that's the bigger parts of the trade deadline. I think.
There's a lot though.
Busy.
Kreider did not get moved.
Kreider did not get moved. Signs for 7 years.
70.
How old is he?
He's not that old.
He's upper
Yeah, upper
20s.
He's
20s,
upper,
but
right? Yeah,
He's in his prime.
he won't be in
I'm
5 years.
assuming in those 5 years the actual contract itself is going to be less, but that's 6.5 cap hit, man.
Yeah. It's just funny that he was the name leading into this. That everyone's like, "What's he gonna fetch? What's he gonna
Yeah.
fetch?" He's definitely gonna move. And he's like,
gone.
"Fuck that! I'm signing for 7 years
And
here."
he's not gone.
This is something I just kind of wanted to ask you guys: the Taylor Hall trade. Looking back on that now, after having seen this trade deadline and what people are getting moved for, how much better do you think the Devils could have done
Had they waited.
had they held on?
Oh, remember what Ottawa got for Carlson?
Yeah.
It could have been. It could have been that. It could have been that.
Because yeah,
it could have been that. Not that he's worth what Karlsson was at the time, which I guess there's an argument there, but just given the value. Okay, look at what Blake Coleman went for.
Yeah,
he went for one first-round pick and a top D-man prospect, in my opinion.
And that's
recent,
what
comparably.
Yeah, and that's what people were saying. They were like, they still think, because I can't remember exactly what they got for Hall now that we're talking about it, but Hall still got Hall's Hall was a little bit higher, but the fact that they're even comparable a little bit is kind of speaks to like we shouldn't even be able to compare what you got for Taylor Hall and what you got for Blake Coleman in the same season.
Maybe that speaks to
season.
Maybe that speaks to what Arizona thought of themselves at the time and how much better and further in the standings a Hall could have boosted them. Yeah. So it speaks to their eagerness.
Yeah, Arizona from their standpoint.
Well, they fleeced them.
You're especially now that the trade deadline's passed. You're this is because even at the time people were like, this is like it's a lot, but like. It's Taylor Hall, and of course he hasn't. Has he resigned there? So there is that aspect of it. So there is that. Yeah. But either way,
Muzzin signs. Real quick though, that does speak to why you only pay so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Contract.
Exactly.
But yeah, Muzzin signed, which that honestly is surprising.
Just came out of nowhere.
Just fair. Under $6 million.
Yeah, right. 4 years, 5.625. But he's going to be a top 4 presence there for a while, I think. So good for them. And do the Devils send in your boy Ovi, the net that he scored his 700th goal on? It's pretty cool. It's pretty. I mean, it's just cool. Yeah. I didn't even know that was a tradition in hockey. I guess. You obviously.
I'm sure it's happened in other cases. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you obviously. Not many people hit 700.
I think basketball. Right? I think that happens in basketball.
No, it definitely happens.
It's a lot more netting though.
It is, it's a much bigger box they're sending.
I guess in my mind, it's not like the whole netting, right? They give them like a nice square.
Or I'm picturing it as the entire thing.
I think in the literal picture I saw, they were like clip, like all around the whole shebang.
Folding it up.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's cool. I just wondered, do you do that for like 600 goals? Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't. Especially not if it's the other team. Maybe if he does it in Washington, they're like,
they're doing that at 200, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I don't want to keep that shit. And they throw it away.
He makes a basketball net. It turns into a hammock.
And I guess before we get out of here, how about, again, shout out David Ayres, dude. What a performance.
He'll be here, I guess, when this drops tomorrow. When this comes out. Watch the game tonight.
Yeah. Actually, I was going to drop this shit tonight, if possible.
Are you going to put tomorrow?
But no, yeah. Shouts out him.
He's doing the siren, man. That place is going to be.
He's doing all kinds of press in the triangle. So yeah, shouts out him, dude. What a story. I saw the interview on Today's Show. It was awesome.
I haven't watched his mom on. Yet.
I didn't realize that you don't get paid at all for that.
You got like $500. It's technically a professional tryout contract that you sign just before you step on the ice.
That's so ridiculous.
Well, there's a lot that I was reading into that then it turns, because if he's a player and you get like a minimum game shit. Like, there's just a lot of shit that goes into it with the CBA.
Also, let's consider, too,
And I think that the team also handed him a fat wad of cash in the locker room.
And going,
you think so?
No, they absolutely did.
Yeah. and going back to the whole, like, opportunity side of it.
Right. No, for sure.
Look what's going on now. So for all you other emergency goalies out there, you know what to do. Be over 40 and perform your ass off.
You have to
work for the other team.
You have to have one kidney that's not your own.
I was about to say, maybe have a sad story. That always helps.
First do the Michigan. First to have an emergency goalie. Win a game.
There you go. There's the recipe.
Canes.
Our team's just viral. Just a viral team.
It is. It's a very easy team to talk about.
It's because everyone hates us, and our fans make sure that they still hate us every day online.
Shouts out you guys.
Shouts out the fans.
Shouts out
not letting it
Hurricanes
die.
fans. You love it. That's it, right, boys?
Yes. I mean, we got to hit them with the plugs, man.
Jacob, tell those people.
So those people online, at Talkin Sauce Pod, no underscore.
Never.
Respect the underscore. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube now. Hit it up.
They know that because they're watching this on YouTube.
If you're watching it, listen to us on Spotify. If you're listening to us, watch us.
After you watch it, go listen to it, and then after you listen to it, go watch it.
We just want the views, bro. And then
reviews.
follow me at
What's that
J
shit?
Cobb.
Listen to it while you play it while you sleep. No,
Yeah. Put it on a very low volume, 6
Yeah.
times in a playlist, play it over and over and over. We got to get this podcast number 1.
Let's go.
But follow me at J Cobb, JAY_, because we respect it, COBBB.
Oh, it's me now.
Yeah, it's you. You know what I'm
At
saying?
Teebs, TEABZZ.
At CD_2187.
Gotta fix
I was about to say
that
my
handle.
name at Cody
gotta-
at CD.
You gotta fix that handle. Sounds like a code name for like a submarine.
CD2187?
Yeah.
No, it's a play on FN287.
I was about to say, it
Star
sounds
Wars?
like a Star Wars droid too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, facts.